welcome to the only channel in the world where birds, something. I don't know. I don't have any ideas. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm very, very sorry. Anyway, welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Sorry, it's just been crazy. I was gonna do the crew with a friend. That's why this says I want to go fast. I was gonna do the crew, then it took a long time to download, Discord wasn't working, this, that, and the other thing, but we are back! We are back! So, let's just do this, I guess. It has been a long time since I have played this game.
Box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself.
Okay, so everybody, just, welcome back.
I can't figure it out.
I did get a lot of comments from everybody. They told me what to do.
Let's go find out what the hell this is. Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through it.
You know, one thing I neglected to mention in the last video is I actually like this design of the office better. I like the wood paneling and everything. It's kind of nice. Wish there was a light somewhere. This is kind of terrifying even though I've done it before. I still, I don't know if I'm gonna do something, if there's gonna be, something different this time, because I don't know. I don't know if it changes. I don't know anything about this game. Yeah, this I remember, though. This, Let's just, clickety click, click, clack. Something in there. Click, click, click. This stuff is all really interesting. I didn't really look at it very much last time. Sorry if I'm just, kind of, Whoops. Oh, there we are. Whew, I was worried.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
I do.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. The end is never, though. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
See? The end is never. This never ends. Never. But, yeah, let's go through the mind control facility. How interesting. Okay. So now,
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so the comments that I got back from everybody who watched the past 2 episodes were,
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
left.
So
the responses that I got were to follow what he says.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, so,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So, sorry, he's like, I don't want to talk when he's talking, but I also need to get things out. So the overwhelming response was to just do what he said. Kinda, you know, be nice to him since we were so mean to him earlier. Not that he remembers, but I don't know. We'll just have to go through this and see what happens.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, creepy hallway again.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now, I wanted to go through there, but everybody said no. Follow what he says, so that's what I'm doing. Let's see. I'm kind of worried.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yeah,
what
looks like
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What do I do? Is there anything else to do? Okay, I guess I just have to go this way. This does look really cool, though. It looks like I'm like Monsters vs. Aliens almost. In a way. Okay, camera button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
so
bore
cool.
the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
Employee
Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I didn't see number 427 though. Is that me over there or what? I don't know. I want to see what this is though. What is this? What is this? Is that like monitoring us? That crazy. Where's 427? 427. Right there. If only I could press the button. Dang it. I kind of wanted to figure out what my... Okay, 427. Right there. Right there. Let's see this. Okay, good. It shows the right office. I want to make sure... Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was anything, like, odd about it. Okay, what's this here? Elevator. What is
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Yeah.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know. I mean, I do like
No.
jobs where they're kind of
He
simple.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
I do
Wasn't
like
it?
that, like the
Was it
elevator
even
shaft
possible?
narration.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or
Offline.
content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, where do I do that? The red button. I don't really know what to do is the problem. Is there a button on here? No. Is it in the power area? Sorry, I'm just too stupid. This button's a big button. Into the power? Maybe I can cut off the power? System power. Awesome.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'm kind of worried there's going to be a jump scare, though, like the boss is going to find me. I'm taking off this because I don't want to... Honestly, it's terrifying. But... what's happening?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I can't see anything. No.
He had won. He had defeated the machine.
No.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
No, it's not.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Yeah.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered.
I don't think this is going to turn out.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh no. That doesn't sound like a good ending.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, that was nice. I like that. So I'm guessing that was like a different ending or something. Oh, so that's like the correct ending. Oh, that's cool! I like that! That's clever. I really do like, so there's multiple endings. So I can just do it again. I think I will. I'll do one more playthrough of this. Maybe I'll divide this into 2 episodes. Maybe I won't. But if I do, you know, you'll see. Okay, let's go through. I'm gonna go through the wrong ending this time, I guess. This hallway looks different, though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so now I'm gonna, quote-unquote, escape. So I'll be right back after I do so. Stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
He would.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Okay,
For
can I get
example,
some drinks?
why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all
really cool.
entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
That might be
now
just
the
what happens
voice
when
was
you have a
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
like a circle or something, but...
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Yeah.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
But
everything will be fine.
Sorry, I don't want to talk over it.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh my God. Was that
this
an ending?
Is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
But she was
I
not.
know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, didn't run. Wow, this is really cool. That was another ending. Wow. Crazy. Absolutely insane.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more ending, and then I think I'll stop this, if that's okay with you.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
entered
entered the door on his left.
do this, but like slightly
This was
different.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's completely true.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And that's what I will do.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
What's this elevator? I want to do this. Are you going to narrate this or no? Or is it just going to like detour patch into
Stanley
another
didn't want to
story?
go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Oh, this is cool. I like that.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh, sorry. I get it.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah, of course.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Well, great. Thank you. It's this truck. Well, thank you for the help.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I gotta end this episode, but thank you. That was just absolutely amazing. And I believe I gotta turn on saves and save. Okay, guys, you know, this is just such a cool game. I like it. But I gotta go, so thank you for watching the only channel in the world where birds can do what they want. We know what we want, and you do too. Thank you guys for watching. And one other mention that I'd just like to make quickly is that I know that sometimes my videos can be uploaded a little bit erratically, and that's just because my recording days are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those are the only days I get to record, and I get other days to edit, so. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.